I'm Sumi. Thank you for joining us. A growing number of countries are banning travel from the United Kingdom to block a new strain of coronavirus that is sweeping across southern England. Now, the measures are already causing havoc at airports and other travel hubs in the UK, which is now effectively cut off from continental Europe. Now, the governments of Ireland, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, also Denmark, Germany and Poland also on this list, Austria, Italy, and also Bulgaria. All these countries are barring entry for people who are traveling from Britain. More are expected to follow suit. The new coronavirus mutation is believed to spread more quickly, forcing the British government to impose a strict lockdown on the capital, London, and nearby areas.
Some of the last UK passengers to arrive in the Netherlands this year. They arrived in the country just hours after it was announced that all travel from the UK to the Netherlands will be banned for at least 2 weeks. These were the final passengers from London to Belgium, who also shut up their borders to UK travellers. Several other countries across the world followed suit, with many of their nationals having to change travel plans just before Christmas.
Coming home for Christmas, the most important thing is being with family, so I think I just jumped the gun and went to it. That was the idea.
I paid about £250 for a flight last night, but I was meant to come on Wednesday.
Yeah, home for a good while now, so just being safe and quarantining while here and then get to see kind of family and friends.
The EU are holding crisis talks in Brussels on Monday to decide on a coordinated response to the new variant. A compulsory negative test may be one of the prerequisites for travel. Whatever the measure will decide on in 48 hours' time, it's probable the PCR test will be compulsory. That's why I invite people to go and get tested, because there's a delay before getting the result. Until a solution is reached, people and goods will remain stuck within the UK's borders.
Let's get some perspective on this now. We can speak to John Campbell. He's an independent health analyst in the UK, and he joins us for more. Hi, John. Good to have you back on our show. First of all, can you explain to us what is different about this new strain?
So this new strain was first identified in late September, and it appears to have originated in Kent, in England, although that's not necessarily the case, because in England we have a very high level of surveillance. Genomics UK has actually sequenced 140,000 viral samples, so it's a bit difficult to say where it originated. But the difference is that this is a cluster that's characterized by 17 different mutations within the genome of the virus. And that gives rise to 17 amino acid changes in the proteome of the virus, the overall structure of the virus. And the most significant of those mutations is called N501Y. And this is particularly important because this is the 501st amino acid in the spike protein, in the receptor binding domain of the spike protein, which, as you'll know, is the bit that actually latches into the cells. So this has actually changed the potential infectivity of the virus. And we believe that the infectivity of the virus has increased.
Well, Germany's chief virologist here today has said that he's not yet convinced that it is that much more infectious. I mean, how worried are you about this mutation?
Well, we noticed that this mutation was spreading in London. For example, it spread in the last few months from London from being none to about 25% in November to being about 2/3 of cases in London now and throughout the southeast, and it's spreading to other parts of the United Kingdom. So it does appear to be more infectious in terms of correlation, because the areas where the infection has been increasing most dramatically is also the areas where the highest incidence of this mutation has been picked up. But as well as that, there's been studies done in the lab in Porton Down. Now, this isn't published in peer-reviewed data yet, but we're getting reports that this virus is more contagious, is more infectious, and it could be around about 70% more contagious. Now, that's significant because that would increase the R value by 0.4. So it is a potentially significant increase, and it's already spread throughout other parts of the United Kingdom as well. It's in Wales, it's in Scotland, and people when these restrictions were announced, these tier 4 restrictions were announced in London, people like fled London to all parts of the country. So there is the potential for spread. And because it's been around since September, there's also potential that it already is in European countries. It's just that the UK has got a particularly high level of genomic surveillance. So maybe it's just that we picked it up first. This is not really clear yet. But I am concerned it's more infectious. That is the consensus of medical opinion in the UK at the moment.
We'll have to leave it there. John Campbell, independent health analyst, joining us from the UK. Thank you so much for that analysis.
Thank you, Sumi. Thank you.